welcome back, and thank you for coming back for Chapter 1 in the rundown of the Dialectical Behavior Therapy book, as told by me, Christopher Moon. Well. So, going over the first chapter, first thing in the book, there wasn't much to that. So now, this is kind of where the work begins. But let's check out what the book kind of goes over, and I'll tell you what I feel it's trying to convey. So, chapter 1, it's the general skills, orientation, and analyzing behaviors. It's the orientation, right? Great. So, there are going to be 8 worksheets or like exercises in this first chapter, and it's about 38 pages long. And it just shows you these 8 different worksheets and how to recognize once you're getting emotionally overloaded, or just something like for me, once I was not in the know, I would get thrown off of balance every day in life. You go to work and you plan on doing something, and the boss brings you something else that's more important you need to focus on first. We've all had stuff like that, and that would kind of throw me off. How dare this person try and ruin my day? Are they trying to ruin your day, or are they trying to, just get something done because it was thrown on their desk? And that's kind of the reality we have to look at, and not that this individual is trying to ruin our lives. In some cases that's true, but not really. Anyway, so out of these 8 worksheets, we're going to do the first one today. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to show you on this little screen here, so you don't have to go look for a worksheet or anything. It's pretty much you're asking yourself 6 things, and we're going to get into that. But let's see here. So the goal of this first activity is simply to set goals and to learn some new skills to deal with our issues, right? Great. Yeah, we're just going to set goals and learn some new skills. And that's why we're here. This is great. The sheet, it primarily is going to tell you stuff, and I'll write it out over here. And it tells you that the goal is to learn, how to change your behaviors, and know how your, behaviors and the way you perceive things are linked to your, distresses, or your uncomforts during the day. But what we need to know is there are 5 different things that cause us to be, upset, in this unflexible, negative mindset that BPD is. I've known that for myself, but that they are 1, mindlessness, and that's just kind of like laziness or non-motivation. It's you're just accepting everything as it is, and that's it. Interpersonal behavior. Now that's stuff that happens once you're talking with anybody, parents, partner, boss, coworkers, subordinates if you're in that position, just whoever, a person. Number 3 is non-flexibility, being not flexible. Somebody comes in and says, hey, we have this fire to put out at work today, so can you put this out instead of working on what you're going to do? If you don't have the power to be flexible, yeah, that's not good. You're not going to go too far in the company. Like, yeah, you got to be flexible in life. Life changes so rapidly. Everything is ever changing, especially today. And if you can't flex and change with it, you're going to break. It's like something Bruce Lee said about, be like the reeds. They bend and blow with the wind, but they don't break. If they were rigid, they'd break, little Bruce Lee stuff. Love that dude. Okay, number 5. The roller coaster emotions and moods. The up and down moods and emotions. Now, this is like, once it hits me, it would be somebody come up and just say something. It's like nowadays people say there's a trigger. They get triggered by something, and it causes them to have these crazy outbursts. And we see it all the time on social media and funny memes and stuff like that. But really behind the meme, there's a person, and that person may or may not have this, but they are dealing with a emotional outburst, which is part of this. And I have it to the degree where I needed to get this book and see therapists and do whatever to be in a place where I could happily live my life and not be tied into the misery that is the affliction. But excuse me. Anyway, whatever. We know what a roller coaster of emotions is. Everybody knows. You could be feeling one way, happy. Somebody says something, and then you feel another way. But we don't want to do that. We want to stay consistent. And that's what this book teaches. And that's what I have learned to do. And I hope that you guys can all take this and learn to do that as well, because it's not hard. It takes a little practice, but it's wonderful. It's wonderful. And the last thing, the 5th one, behaviors to decrease. 5 bad behaviors is impulsive behaviors. Impulsive, and for people with BPD, like me, I turn to drugs easily. I turn to alcohol easily. I turn to, whatever's available. A lot of times they say people will be like promiscuous and have a bunch of crazy, wild sex to, get that out of the system. That's self-deprecating. Like, you just want whatever's bad, And not that, sex, alcohol, drugs are all bad. They're not good. And anything in moderation is okay, but that's not how I ingest them. That's not, if you're looking at this is not how you ingest those things either. We consume them at a crazy level, and that's not the way we should be. Overindulgence never leads to anything good. Okay, and this half of the worksheet is the skills to increase. So the first 5 are behaviors to decrease, and then the second half is going to be skills that you want to use to, help fight off those 5 things. But we only have 4 skills listed. And, as the first one was mindlessness, the first on the skills to increase is mindfulness. And that's where you want to be active and do stuff and just be mindful of reality, the environment, what's happening. And just observe it. It is what it is. Just enjoy it. Nothing we can do to change it. Rain, weather, whatever. Enjoy it. Number 2, interpersonal effectiveness. Now, that's just taking all those problems that you might have with people in day-to-day life and fixing it, like talking to them, communicating, like just kind of figuring out what it is this person's angle is. because we all have angles, you know? Like, if I'm at work and I just want to work and get my stuff done and leave for the day, that's what I want to do. Sometimes somebody else comes in and they've got work they want to do so they can go home and be left alone too. But they need us to do something, and that's just the positions we're all in. But interpersonal effectiveness, how we deal with people and situations, pretty cool skill to increase, as the book says, you know. The fourth skill to increase is emotional regulation. And man, is this a powerful one once you kind of figure out what it is and how to see it. For me anyway, learning how to see it was the most important thing. And it's just, you know, once you're out in the wild and you're doing you, and something happens to where you go from being cool and then you're on that roller coaster and all of a sudden things aren't cool, and you start having those emotional outbursts. You start getting angry, you start getting sad, scared, embarrassed, anxious, whatever the emotion is. The emotional regulation is how to see it coming and how to fight against having those crazy outbursts. Pretty awesome skill. One of my favorites. All right. Last one. Out of the 4, there's 4 skills to increase. 5 behaviors to decrease, but let's see what the 4th one to increase is. And that is distress tolerance. And that's gonna be once, you know, you're out in the wild, something bad has happened, you've already had that emotional change, and you know, you can't go back and see it coming. You can't keep yourself from having that outburst. It's already in the process. And the distress tolerance skills are your last resort of, hey, I got to do this so I cannot have a crazy outburst, so I cannot do whatever. And they got a lot of tricks. I won't talk about it now, but there's a lot of really interesting and great stuff that we'll talk about going over this book and going over my own experiences in future chapters. You know, we're just at chapter 1. I can't give you all the good stuff just yet. Yeah, I would just give you what they give me in the book, and that is this worksheet. So it asks you 3 things. It says, for yourself, what are your personal goals? And then it asks for those personal goals, you know, ask 3 behaviors that you would like to decrease, you know, after what we just went over. And give me 3 skills you'd like to increase with what's going on in your life. So for me right now, you know, the most horrible thing going on for me is I quit smoking, and then I quit vaping. Like, I was trading one thing for another. So I quit smoking and I went to that crappy vapor cigarettes. And then I finally quit, went to the little nicotine synthetic pouches that you hold in your mouth. And I'm, 11 days off of those? And, you know, that nicotine, you know, that bugs me. And for me, let's see, I put, what did I put? What does this even mean? Oh, impulsive behaviors. I put IB. You sound like IBS. That's confusing me. I'm sorry. But impulsive behaviors is that nicotine, you know. I always go towards drugs and alcohol, and I've been struggling real hard to get off, and I'm off of everything except for nicotine, because I didn't think it was that bad, but it is. Come on. So I'm getting off of that. Day, what did I say, 11? Pretty good, right? But that's what I'm struggling with. That's a goal. I need to get off of it. Number 2, I put, you know, I want to be more flexible. I want to be more flexible and stuff, because, you know, there's always stuff where, like, you know, I hear, you know, some agency, entity wants me to do something. And I'm like, nope, I'm not the one. I'm not a very agreeable person, so like flexibility is very hard for me. And number 3, I put mindlessness, because I love to get mindless. Like, Elden Ring just came out. I'd be getting mindless and leveling up that little fake dude for forever. That's ridiculous. I need to be leveling up outside of that game, in real life, in my own life. So, let's do it, right? Let's go. All right, those are the 3 goals I want behaviors to decrease in. And the next question of this worksheet, this skill, is 3 skills to increase. And for me, I put, I want to increase my distress tolerance skills and my emotion regulation. Like, I want to learn how to see that stuff coming. Like, if somebody says something, like, I like to see that coming and prepare myself, so I'm not going to be upset. I think more so now, you look at stuff and it just doesn't bother me because I don't care as much anymore. I see how, goofy everything is, and I just pull it back. All right, number 2, skills to increase interpersonal. Yeah, I need to raise, how I deal with, people and that flexibility. If somebody's asking me to do something I don't want, like, can I be an unagreeable person forever? No, I've got to work and figure stuff out and, continue on with society. I'm not quite ready to go move into the woods and be a hermit, but man, wouldn't that be nice? Just chilling, farming. Be cool. I think so anyway. I like that kind of life. I like easy stuff, simple stuff. All right, my last skill to improve was mindfulness, of course. The mindlessness of Elden Ring. I love playing it. I love it, but I would love even more if I just, turn it off and be mindful of what's going on. Be motivated to do something different or new, or just to do anything, to do the dishes that are sitting in the sink, to do the take out the trash, make the bed, just do something little. And once you do these little things, they turn into big things. And once you do a little thing, it fills you up, it feels good. It doesn't matter. Make the bed. It's simple and stupid, but after you're done and you look at them sheets pulled all tight and the blankets all nice, the pillows set up, then you see Kitty run up there and jump and sleep all cozy on the flat surface you just made. You feel good. You do. So, for that first worksheet, I think that's great. Let's go back over. The behaviors to decrease again are mindlessness, interpersonal skills, flexibility, roller coaster emotions, and impulsive behaviors. 5 behaviors we need to decrease as individuals with BPD. Skills we need to increase to deal with those 5 bad behaviors. And the skills we need to increase are mindfulness, being in that moment, interpersonal effectiveness, communicating effectively, and, be effective, be interpersonal, be good. Emotion regulation. Yeah, that's my favorite. It's my bread and butter. Emotional regulation. And finally, distress tolerance. Get out of jail quick card. You're in a bad situation. We'll teach you some tricks to turn the tides, to say, get you out of one mindset and put you in a somewhat safe place to get you through to the next, disappointment in life or hurdle to jump over, because it's just one after another. It's always one after another. But we got the tools. We got each other, and we got a system to get through all of these hurdles, to get through all the crap the world throws at us. And I believe in you. I know you got it. If I can get it, you don't know me. Like, you don't know me. I'm not the best, but we can all do it. We can all do it. I believe in you and love you guys. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Peace.